Hello to you, beautiful people. My name is Noa Lakshmi, and I'm here to elevate humanity for a better world. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. And if you are finding my videos for the first time, welcome. I love using astrology as a tool to help us navigate through this crazy experience that we call life. So again, thank you so much for being here. And if you are interested to know more about me, you can always check out my website, noalakshmi.com, for your personal readings, astrology readings, and so much more. I'll talk more about that in at the end of the video. But here we are. Today is Thursday, June 8th. And I'm recording this a day before the full moon that we're having tomorrow. And there has been quite the build-up to this full moon. And that's what full moons are. We've got the new moon, and then 2 weeks later we have a full moon. And a full moon, as the name implies, full. You know, there's this fullness that we can feel, but there's a build-up that leads towards that fullness. And life has been nothing less than full right now on so many levels. Okay, I'll talk a little bit about that in a moment when it comes to the full moon. But the build-up up until now has been feeling very intense. It's been feeling very powerful, some say overwhelming. I've been talking to a lot of people, and the word overwhelming keeps coming up, because I like to see it as like, you know, the universe or God keeps turning the volume up. Just keep turning the volume up. We are looking at a time in human history where consciousness is expanding in an accelerated pace. And we can feel it individually in our own personal lives. And then, of course, we are all connected. So collectively, as humanity, as the body of life, humanity as a whole, we are expanding, growing, and expanding our consciousness at a very fast pace. Faster than ever before, really. And on a personal level, on the individual level, when things are expanding in such accelerated rate, if it's the expansion of your consciousness, the expansion of your life, like your actual reality, the expansion of relationships and your professional life and business and people coming into your life and opportunities and change and so much transition and going into new directions, that can feel very overwhelming, okay? So I talked about the coming home last week in my video, the fact that Mercury, Venus, they're in their home signs right now. Those are our personal planets. There's something very potent and powerful when our personal planets, any planet that goes into its home sign, is very significant. But we really feel it on a personal level when we're talking about our personal planets. Either sun and moon are not planets, but sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. Okay, so we have Venus and Mars in their home signs. And Mars has moved into Cancer, which it's not his home sign, but Cancer represents home, nurturing, the mother. And what is really important for me to talk about here, as it relates to last week as well, is to really nurture yourself right now. Because like I said, God is turning the volume up. It's not going to, turn it back down or anything. The expansion is just going to keep on happening and taking place. And we are riding this momentum of big forward movement happening in our lives right now. And in order to do that, in order to take in order to expand in this accelerated pace, you need to be very grounded and have a solid ground. It's like the more we grow up, the more we need to root down. Like you see those big, huge trees, right? Like massive. Their roots are solid, super, super solid. And those roots are that's the source of nourishment for that tree. Of course, there's external nourishment as well, and the sun and the air. But the actual nourishment, if the tree doesn't have strong and healthy roots in the ground, the tree will very quickly deteriorate and definitely would not have enough nourishment to grow and sustain itself. So it's the same thing for us as humans. You know, you want to really root down, you want to have a source of nourishment in your life, which changes, you know, but nevertheless, to find what nourishes you so deeply that you're able to expand, that you're able to grow more branches, that you're able to branch out, and everything that is taking place in your life, you need the capacity to hold it all together, okay? Otherwise, that's when we get overwhelmed and kind of out of breath. And I keep saying this to people, you know, June is actually the month for us, even though things are moving quite rapidly. It's actually relative to July and August, this is like a slower month, you know, and I put it in quotation, but it comes to show just how much we really need to fill up our tanks right now. So when July comes and August comes, like this summer is just going to bring a lot for us to deal with and handle and to move forward with. Nurture yourself, nurture. And I'm saying this kind of like as a preface to this full moon that is occurring. And it's like, it's just so incredible how the universe works. So we're having the full moon tomorrow morning, Pacific time. It's 6:10 a.m. So tonight is the night of the full moon that you'll be able to see the fullness of the moon. But the actual full moon doesn't take place until 6 in the morning Pacific. The full moon is happening in the sign of Sagittarius. The moon is going to be in Sagittarius. The sun is still in Gemini, of course. And what's really incredible about this full moon were a lot of things, but the most significant one, not only that we're looking at a full moon in Sagittarius, which is always, Sagittarius is the sign of expansion. It's new horizons. It's this search for truth. Sagittarius is the explorer, but the explorer of truth, of natural law, of your own personal teacher, the teacher that lives within you. It offers expansion. It offers the expansion of the mind, the expansion of our perceptions and perspectives. The flip side of Sagittarius can be the dogma or righteousness or no, this is the way, this is what I believe and that's it. And the higher expression of Sagittarius is that expansion of mind in order for you to search what is the truth for you. And in whatever way that you need to go about it, that's what Sagittarius loves to do, is let me explore, let me do the research, let me go and travel to foreign countries and foreign cultures and immerse myself in something new. There's a lot of newness in the air. With this full moon in Sagittarius, there are new opportunities and new doors. Sagittarius is so much is about faith. Having the faith, believing, growing, expanding, and just really believing in your own truth and in your own path and following your own intuition. Sagittarius is our intuition. So to bring in another element to this full moon and really to see like, okay, this is what God is asking us to pay attention to, literally an hour after the full moon. So I love saying this. You can make the shit up, okay? An hour. Not next week, not even the following day, an hour after the full moon takes place, the opposition of the sun and the moon. Jupiter, the planet Jupiter, which has been in retrograde since February, is going direct. Why is it so astonishing? Jupiter is the planet that is associated with Sagittarius. Okay, so there's a double whammy here, a double emphasis on Sagittarius and on Jupiter, because Jupiter is in the sign of Libra, which is associated with Venus. Venus is in Taurus. I'm going back to what I talked about earlier, being grounded. You got to have the roots. You've got to connect to the earth. That's why I gave the example of the tree. Taurus is so much about our physical existence, our physical bodies, but also nature and Mother Nature. Having Jupiter in Libra is beauty and harmony. And it's also reminding us the importance of slowing down, expanding, but in a more feminine way. I talked about this last week. Not so much pushing right now. The momentum is going. You're going forward. The doors are opening. The opportunities are being presented to you. You don't have to rush. You don't have to push. Moving forward in a slower pace is not a bad thing, and it will nurture you in the way that will give you the ability to speed up when it's time to speed up. But to find the relaxation, Libra and Venus, it's feminine. It's feminine. It's to find the beauty and the harmony within you and the balance. Jupiter in Libra is so asking us to find balance and to expand our lives in a more balanced way. So if you have the tendency to, go all over the place and get overwhelmed because there's so many opportunities, check in with yourself. Can you slow down? Do you need to say yes to every single opportunity and every single door that is opening right now? And that's one of the things that that's my invitation to you, is to have your discernment, because we're still looking at Saturn in Sagittarius, still in retrograde, discernment and maturity when it comes to what is being presented to you. It doesn't mean you need to say yes to every single thing, every single relationship, every single connection, everything that just looks good on paper. That's the thing with Libra, it can be like, kind of on the surface. We still want to keep checking in. That's the intuition. That's the truth, your own inner truth, that even if it looks good on paper, if all the facts logically make sense, because we are looking at the full moon when the sun is in Gemini. Gemini don't necessarily it doesn't go deep into the detail, every single detail, and really checking with intuition. It's more like on the surface. And then we've got the moon in Sagittarius opposing that, reminding us to follow our own truth, not just what looks good on the surface or on the paper, but follow your own truth, even if it doesn't make sense logically. Whatever is being presented to you in your life, an opportunity, a relationship, a connection, anything, check in with your own inner truth, with your own intuition. Maybe you need to meditate. Maybe you need to slow down. That's what I'm saying. We've got to be able to slow down, not to rush into a decision, because sometimes we get a hit of intuition right away and we know. And sometimes it's okay to say, you know what, let me meditate on this. Let me feel into this. And slow down and take your time to make that decision, to see, to feel for yourself, this is the right direction for you. And that is the main message that I have for you. This is a powerful, powerful full moon and a powerful times that we are living in. Like I said, it's not going to slow down. Life is opening up, and your job is to continue saying yes to your own expansion, your own evolution, in whatever way it looks like, and to really look at the people in your life and the opportunities in your life that help you to expand and to move forward. Those things in your life that help you to strengthen your faith in yourself and faith in life, and that help you to move into a better future for yourself. But this is like we're getting an injection right now from the universe of faith and believing in our growth, believing in our expansion, believing in a better future for yourself and for this entire planet, because hey, things are getting a bit rough out there, okay? Especially in the US. Not going to get into politics, but we all know what is happening right now And we cannot lose our shit, cannot lose ourselves into negativity. Jupiter, Sagittarius is optimism. We've got to keep our faith strong. I'm not saying naive and passive or, kind of sticking our head in the sand, but you've got to keep expanding your mind and believing that there is a better future. Don't believe everything you see on television. Don't believe anything you see on television. Again, go back into your truth and be the change you wish to see in the world. That's how we're going to create a better future for all of us, for this entire planet. So that's it. That's my message for you. And enjoy this full moon. Really, do a ritual, meditate, whatever works for you. Harness and this energy and utilize it in the best possible way. Whatever you're calling in, the expansion in your life. What is it that you're eager to explore in your life? What is the inner truth that you absolutely must follow? And what are the choices that are going to move you into a better and an improved future for yourself? Alrighty, and that's it. Summit it up. Thank you so much for joining me here on this video. If you are liking this video or other videos, please share. I always appreciate that. Subscribe to my channel. Share it on the social media with people that you think will benefit from this message. If you are interested to work one-on-one with me and learn more about what I do, if it's a personal astrology reading or a deeper work, transformational work, one-on-one on a longer consistent basis, check me out on my website, noalakshmi.com. Would love to hear from you, and sending you so much love, so much light. Have a beautiful full moon, beautiful weekend. I will see you next week. Sat Nam.